Okay, thanks everybody for coming to take your junior program to the next level. As Mike said, my name's Todd Borgnaro. I've been with the Mosholu Golf Course in First Tee for about 12 years. And in addition to our First Tee programs, we also do private lessons, academies, and over the last couple of years, I've designed this program, Fit for Golf, Set for Life. We're going to talk a little bit for a few minutes about the golf portion, but mainly we're going to spend most of the morning talking about the nutrition and fitness pieces. We have some interactive stuff in kind of taking a note from First Tee. We do a lot of doing versus telling, so less lecturing, get the participants more engaged in activities. We do fun and seamless activities. So we've taken that concept and put it into the program that you're going to have today. Okay, so designed for intermediate to advanced junior and adult golfers. We can do it for adult golfers. Comprised of 3 components: golf, fitness, and nutrition. Okay, and we've kind of blended the curriculum into that seamless approach to give the participants a very intuitive and educational learning experience. All right, and it's our kind of feeling that all 3 combined will help the students achieve their best golf and their best health in anything else that they do. All right, so these are the main components. I'm going to go through each of the 3 concepts. So the golf experience, we use, anybody familiar with the impact zone, Bobby Clampett? Okay, so if you're not, many years ago, I met a fellow PGA professional named Rick Nielsen, who introduced me to the golfing machine. Anybody familiar with that? Okay, by Homer Kelly. So, and from there I met Mike Jacobs, who's doing a program in a few weeks. And I studied a bit with him, and which led to me meeting Ben Doyle, okay, who's a big golf machine guy. I met him. And Bobby Clampett used to be Ben's student when he played many years ago on the tour. So I had a chance through the First Tee to spend a week with Bobby, and what he's done is taken the golf machine and broken it down into some very simple components, which we'll go over it a little bit later. Okay, on-course play and learn approach. This is where we take the kids out on the course, and in addition to regular course play, we actually take things that you'd maybe use on the driving range and aids, and have them use those out on the course, put them in different situations so they're learning how to play golf, not just swinging a golf club. Okay, and then we also use vector putting, which is similar to aim point, and we use video with V1. Okay. Fitness experience. Okay, we have the Fit for Golf, Set for Life warm-up, which you're going to do. You'll meet Coach Josh in a little bit. Coach Josh is a former First Tee participant, and he helps me coaching the kids. And he runs some programs for us at Chelsea Piers, and he helped me design this program here. Okay, we've worked with the TPI folks, and so we give some screenings for the kids, and we have also a 5-minute golf warm-up that's part of the fitness. Okay, in the nutrition, we talk about how foods can affect our performance. All right. I was in the restaurant business for 20 years before I got into the golf business, so I have a little bit of knowledge about food preparation and nutrition, so I'm able to pass it on to the kids. They're not really cooking classes as such, but we do demonstrations with cooking, and we give the kids recipes to take home and ideas that they can use at home to improve their nutrition. Okay, how to use flavors and how to choose great ingredients when you go shopping. Okay. So let's spend a few minutes talking about the impact zone. and how we use it in the program. All right, I'm sure everybody in this room is familiar with these concepts anyway. So we have 5 dynamics. Number 1 is flat left wrist at impact. So we've designed a bunch of drills for the kids to do that simulates the flat left wrist. So number 1 key alignment in golf allows maximum compression of the golf ball and ensures that the club and the left arm and wrist all move at the same pace. All right, so there's drills, like I said, that we do with that, specifically making divots. All right, so we use alignment sticks and the divot. We have kids do a drill where they make divots on grass and also in the bunker. And I thought when we first started doing this that they would be bored, they wouldn't, but they just love doing it. So they could just sit there all day and make divots with wedges, and that'll improve their impact. Okay? All right, so we have the forward swing bottom. Again, this is part of one of the drills we do. So the ideal, through Bobby's research and the golf machine, he's figured out that the ideal swing bottom occurs about 4 inches in front of the golf ball. Okay? So what we're trying to do here is to have the divot start at the ball and then continue forward and about 4 inches in length. Is there any questions or anything you want me to talk about a little bit more? Feel free to stop me. Okay. All right. Number 3 dynamic is loading of the club. Okay. Again, this is all. There's just a way to do things, not the way. We all know we can pretty much load the club anywhere in our backswing, but there is a loading, cocking of the left wrist for right-handed golfers. Okay. And again, this stuff is, we feel it's simple enough for the kids to do drills and to grasp it very easy. Okay, retaining your lag. Okay, number 4. All right. Keeping that angle for as long as possible down and through impact. Okay, and then lastly, having your impact on a straight plane line, okay, is in relationship to your target. All right, so in an ideal downswing, the club head and shaft approach the ball from inside the target line, touch the target line at impact, and then go back inside the target line. Okay, so everybody's pretty much familiar with that, so I don't think there's anything new there. Okay, this is probably kind of hard to read, but the on-course play and learn approach, again, doing drills and different things that maybe be confined to the range, that we actually take them out on the golf course. So we all know one of the hardest things to do when we're playing is to line ourselves up, to be aimed correctly. So why not take an alignment aid and drop it down on the fairway and give them some direction. You can't use it in tournaments and such, but you can certainly use it to practice. So some of the things that we teach them about in this approach are the conditions of the course, how to place certain shots, trajectory and curvature, what to look for in course terrain, how to learn to control your distance, okay, maintaining proper rhythm and balance, managing your emotions, okay, so mental aspect of golf, creativity with the short game, and stamina, okay? So again, that would relate to the nutrition part of what are you eating, are you keeping hydrated, etc. So anybody have any comments and or questions on this? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to break the group up into 2 equal halves, and we're going to spend some time, some of you are going to spend some time with Coach Josh doing our fitness routine. If you don't want to do it, you just want to watch, that's okay. If you get hurt, Josh is studying to be a lawyer, so he's got me covered. All right, so I'm not worried about that. And then the other half will spend some time with me here. We're going to talk about some smoothies and eating habits. All right, how are we doing, everybody? Couple more seconds. All right. So then, obviously, the next step of this, we would ask the juniors to share with us. Okay? So, who wants to go? Chris?
I'm a model citizen except for dinner.
Okay.
Breakfast, I had 4, I had a shake for lunch, pasta, sauce for dinner. I probably had 12 or a couple more water. I had a shake for a snack, and then I did 20 minutes of cardio and 45 minutes of workout.
Okay. So then what we would do is talk about what he has good, what the good things were, and what he could do better on. What would you say was kind of missing from that from what he gave us? Vegetables. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. All right. So you're getting your veggies in shape. Okay, that's good. Anybody else?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Let's see, breakfast, I had a sandwich with chicken, turkey, mayo, cheese. For lunch, I had the second half of the sandwich. For dinner, I made chicken, tequila, and lemon lime, some risotto, 2 cups of water, snacks, and some nacho cheese, chips, rice chips, some Gatorade, and then exercise. I went to the gym that day for about an hour.
Okay.
Oh, and I hit golf balls that day.
And you hit golf balls. Okay. And then Wednesday?
Let's see, cereal for breakfast, pizza for lunch, had a chicken pasta dinner actually, same as Chris for dinner. Probably 2-3 cups of water again, Gatorade, and then didn't work out yesterday or hit balls.
Okay. Somebody else? Stuart?
Tuesday is eggs and English muffin. Lunch is a turkey sandwich, chips, and iced tea. Dinner with steak, potatoes, vegetables. 2 beers. 2 beers and a Bush Mills.
That's okay, we're adults.
And I swim in the morning. I swam this morning. I had yogurt, fruit, orange juice, and 2 slices of pizza yesterday, iced tea. Dinner was fish, vegetables, rice, beer, Bush.
Let's get one more. Guys? Who thinks they have one, that would knock it out of the park? Like, it's like absolutely the pinnacle of nutrition.
Well, I'm going to strike out.
Go ahead.
So Tuesday, breakfast, nothing. Lunch, nothing. Dinner, I had a chicken sandwich with light mayo and some lettuce, about 8 ounces of fruit. I always drink a gallon of water a day. I didn't have any snacks, but I do about a 5 to 10 minute walk, and I stretch for 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
Wednesday, breakfast, nothing. Lunch, nothing. I ate dinner last night at 10 o'clock, so I didn't eat all day. And I had grilled chicken with some pasta Alfredo, salad, light dressing, again about a gallon of water. Yesterday I walked again for about 10 minutes and stretched for 45 and didn't have any snacks.
So how do you feel like around 4 o'clock, generally?
Well, it's funny, I'm hungry all day long.
Right.
I just don't eat. So about that time, about 4 o'clock is when I do go through a tired spell for about a half an hour.
Right.
And then you kick it back up again before you have another hour, 2 hours of work, because it just seems like you kick it up for that.
Okay. So if you were playing in a golf tournament, how do you think that would affect him? Okay. So again, this is like to open up the kids' eyes, see what they're eating, because, you know, I've heard it all, trust me. From not eating to, you know, just all processed foods and no fruit, no vegetables, no good lean protein, and it does, you know, it makes a difference. And I think unless you really take the time and write it down, you just go through your day and don't realize what you're doing. And then you write it down for a week and you're like, oh my God, you know, this is not very good. Or conversely, we have some kids that have great diets. So I think it's a good exercise for the kids. And what Coach Josh and I would do is at the end of the week, we'd kind of take these and make some notes and suggestions and then, you know, give them back to the kids. Okay? Yes, Stuart.
Is there anything that you do, like with the kids, if they play events or they've got a big day in front of them, that you stress to them, listen, in the morning you should have protein and it should be delivered this way, or you know, or you know, as what you're saying is that
Exactly.
you really want to be at your prime at a certain time that
Right.
fuel, that your body's being fueled. So is there any advice that you give the kids in that direction?
Yeah, and you also need to think of things differently. I mean, you know, we're kind of conditioned in this country where breakfast is maybe some cereal or eggs or, okay, well, what if you had a couple of eggs and pieces of whole wheat toast or something and added a salad with that or some, you know, peppers and onions or something, some kind of veg to that. You can eat that in the morning. You can eat whatever you want any time of the day. So, but I think we're just conditioned to eat certain things at certain times. And how good would that be, right? So you have a nice salad and your eggs and some toast and maybe some fruit. That'll get you going. So that's what we would impress upon the kids. Certainly not to eat nothing or, you know, I hear a lot bagels. What'd you have? Bagel. I had a bagel. That's, you know, no nutrition, empty calories, no energy. You're not going to get anything out of a bagel. Okay? So, and maybe this is something for you all to think about when you're playing, when you have a tournament, okay, and to be aware of that and how that, you know, affects your performance. You know, I've read about, you know, what tour players are doing, and they're, you know, a lot of them now than ever are very aware about, you know, what they're putting in their bodies, what they're trying to do to achieve peak performance, you know, when they're playing. Okay? Now I know some guys kind of go against that, but there's always people that will get along okay doing the opposite. But you know, hey, if the best golfer in the world, you know, is fit and eats well, then that's good enough for me. So, and then you could take a look at like Gary Player, right, who's still kicking around, and you know, he was really one of the first professionals to incorporate fitness and nutrition into his. And if you take kind of him and Jack and Arnold, Gary Player would definitely be in the best shape of the three of those guys, all similar age. What?
They called Nicholas Fat Jack.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he was a little chunky, but I know he participated in a lot of sports in high school and college, but after that he didn't really do. I know Sam Snead used to swim a lot, so there's a lot of guys doing a lot of different things.
All right, so the next one, you want to kind of give yourself some space. There are a couple different names for this. You call this the Frankenstein or the kick. So you want to put your hands as comfortably in front of you as you can and kick your hands.
That really hurt.
I didn't even get there.
That's okay. So if you can only put your hands here, that's cool too.
That was great.
Swing
right, so the next thing is I'll go through some of the circuits. Some of the circuits can change depending on if we're working on a specific muscle for golf or if we're looking to explore a specific muscle, if it's related to a lesson that we're going to do. So we use the cones to kind of designate the spot where you would do the exercise or the stretch so the kids don't get confused. We like to think that the cones create some organized chaos, to say the least. So the first one, this first circuit, there's 4 different exercises. So the first one is the glute stretch. So you'll stand here. You can put both your hands on your hip, or you can have, again, the opposite arm by your head, and you're going to do 15 on each leg, and you'll do 15 on the right. The next one here is a squat with the medicine ball or without. So I'll just do it without. So you want to have your feet shoulder width apart, back nice and straight, shoulders back just a little bit. You can either have your arms in front or up above, and you kind of want to see how there's a sort of a crease here. You kind of want to push your hips back as if you're going to sit in a chair. And that's one, and you're going to do 15 of those. The medicine ball, if you wanted to do it with that, you can do it either over your head or out in front. The next one here is you'll do opposite arm, opposite leg. So you'll start tabletop position. You'll pull your right arm forward and your left leg back. Right, you want to brace your core and tighten your left glute. And then you do the opposite. And then the next one here, has everyone heard of mountain climbers? So you do 15 mountain climbers and then 15 run in place. That's one circuit. So half of you will start on circuit 1 and half of you will start on circuit 2. You don't have to start in order with the glute stretch and then the squat. If someone is starting down here, you would just come back up to the top and do this. Questions on any of those? Bear with me. So the next one here is the alternate leg squat. So you can either do this forward or you can do it backwards. Actually. And the most important part here is you don't want your knee coming forward towards your toe. All right, next one is the kettlebell reach. So I have 2 here. There's a 10-pound and a 15-pound. You can pick whichever one you feel most comfortable. And you're going to stand nice and tall, feet a little shoulder width apart. I'm going to start with my right hand. So I'm going to reach for the kettlebell, let my left arm go back. If you want a little bit more, you can put your left arm out. Two more, I promise. Here you're going to do the wall push. Okay, so you're going to you can either put your right foot back or your left foot back, brace your core, tighten everything up, and you pretend like you're pushing a 200-pound wall. Okay? All right, who wants to start on circuit 1? Folks starting on circuit 2.
So I go here, this way?
Yeah. So dive in, whichever one you want to start in first.
This one.
So this is the, yep.
Okay, so you do this one at the same time and I'll do it.
So this is opposite arm, opposite leg.
I forgot, what do you do with your arms different?
So this one you can either put your arms out in front, put them behind you. Right? So go backwards, or you can go forwards. Either one you want.
I'm on one leg.
So whichever leg you want to start with first, if you want to start with the right or the left. So if you start with the right, your left leg's going to come back and you're going to reach for the kettlebells. Okay?
Was I doing that one right?
Yep, so...
Just trying to almost pretend like you're resisting.
So brace your core and really feel like you're pushing a 200-pound.
Feel right in your shoulders.
Yep, absolutely.
Push it. He did it much
You gotta brace the core.
You do, yeah, that's really important. It really gives you that.
Coordination.
girls can do them.
So does anyone have any questions about how we incorporate this into the program? How do we make adjustments for the kids who might not be able to?
Run 10, 15 kids through TBI, and then maybe, okay, these 3 failed the deep squat, these 3 failed lower quad. Have different programs.
Sort of. So you asked a good question about TPI. So we don't actually do it like that per se, but we do have an assessment to kind of see what the kids can and can't do. 3 of the basic exercises that we do to assess that are the squat, the push-up, and the lunge. Those are at the most basic to kind of see where they are, and then we can sort of build off of that.
So what part of those are not passing? In other words, that they're not able to do that we're looking for? That's as far as things.
But how many of the kids?
Like feet coming off the ground, knees going out.
So you're asking how
coming down.
how
What
do,
does it look like when they fail?
When they
What does it
fail, what are we looking
So-
for?
for the squat per se is, you know, the legs are coming out like this, or, you know, they don't have their feet far apart, so they really can't do the squat. We want to keep both heels on the ground the entire time. I always use the example with a chair, so I usually have a chair right behind me, so the squat should be basically you getting ready to sit down into the chair to kind of help them visualize and kind of see that a bit more. Usually spend anywhere between 20 and 25 minutes on a fitness routine. If there's a specific part of the body that we're working on that we're going to focus on the golf course, we'll work on that as well.